Hi, everyone. Welcome to Adelante with Arlene. I'm your host, Arlene. Today, if you're here, you already know that I'm the host of this show. You already know that you have been watching me for a few years. But the one thing that's missing is that you have not subscribed. Many of you have not subscribed. Do you know what happens when you don't subscribe? Others don't get an opportunity to get inspired. And I would like you to help me with this channel. And I want to thank you for listening to my videos. I'm also on Spotify and Apple Cast and just everything you could possibly think of the social media. But I really do need your support for following and subscribing. So many of us say this over and over and over again, and there's a good reason for it. Because that's the only way that our videos get seen, they become visible to everyone else in order to help encourage other people. That's what this is all about for me. I wanted to come in and thank those who have already purchased my book, How to Find Faith in the Fire. You'll say, oh, wow, I didn't know you wrote a book. Well, this book is actually a 31-day devotional, day to day. I made it day to day because I sometimes stressed myself out when I was reading a devotional and I was unable to, maybe it was, I don't know, the 15th of the month. And it was now the 20th of the month, and I didn't get to read all the rest prior to that. And it would make me feel like a little bad about it, which is ridiculous, but that's how I felt. So I decided to do this one instead, day to day. So what I mean by that is, if you only read one this week, day one, then that was your day one, right? So you just go next week and read day two. That's it. It's not like set rules on how it has to be. The point is that each one of these that are short on a day-to-day basis will help encourage you. How did I write this? I wrote this day to day because I was last year going through my chemotherapy. For those that do not know, I was diagnosed with breast cancer in 2024 and started my journey into wellness and healing of my body in January of last year. I've had surgeries, need 2 more surgeries, and have been through a lot, and I still am. So I had not been showing my face lately, but I have been posting a lot. And so this was created during one of those hardest seasons when you are in the fire, where you have difficulty knowing how will you get through. Well, by reading my day to day, I'm sure that while yours might not be sickness or illness, it still will apply to your circumstances. Because how we feel emotionally during those struggles, during those hard times, will actually be probably the same type of emotions, whether it's worried or angry or sad or depressed or whatever it might be. It's still the same emotions applied to maybe a different struggle, feeling like you're under the fire, feeling like you are not going to be able to get out of it. Well, I assure you, as I was having those chemo treatments and came home at night and sat myself in the chair that I say in my room and in our room, and I would have so much in my heart and no one to really share it with. And so I shared it by dictating to my phone. And then I started realizing something was going on with this, that I was feeling was forming itself to be a part of a book. And I had felt in my heart it was going to be a devotional. As a result, I've been able to start another one called Faith in Action series. I'll have a little bit more. This one, day to day, will give you a synopsis. Let me give you a little idea. Let me read just a little excerpt. I'm going to read you, let's see here. The no victory is too small. So I started with scriptures, okay? So I put in here 5 different scriptures. Then I put a reflection, and I'm going to read some of that. Life often feels like an unpredictable journey, a constant stream of unknowns and sudden detours. When you find yourself at a crossroads staring down a path you never intended to take, I'm pretty sure you felt that way. And if you haven't yet, you will, because that's the way life is. It's never a straight road. It's easy to feel overwhelmed and to overlook the subtle signs of divine movement. This is precisely why we must cultivate eyes to see the small victories. Now, it goes on more. Then I put on reflection questions. Some of them have 3, some of them have 2, to kind of ask you to ask yourself these questions and meditate on them and write down what your answer would be. Either you write it in a journal, write it in the book. Maybe you don't want to write it in the book because you may want to leave the book this way and be able to do this again, this chapter, when something else comes up in your life, to be reminded. When I write these things down or write them in the book, I'm able to see how I handled it then and how much has changed in the present, whatever that present is. And that alone is just such a sign of a victory. It just reminds you of what you've gone through when you were in the fire, how you processed and how you started and how you ended up. Then I include a prayer and what I call a key takeaway. And then I have some little lines for journal notes if you want to use them however you desire. I always end up ending everything up with sigue adelante. That means keep moving forward with Arlene. Well, as I point you to God. Keep moving forward. That is the way I always end the videos, and that is the way I will end each one of my books as well, and anything that I write in regards to my journey. So this book is really precious to me. I never expected to do this. I never sat down saying, I knew that I was going to eventually write books, and one of them is my memoir. And I knew that memoir, I started trying to write it in 2019, but it didn't happen then for me. Because you have to be ready, prepared. Your heart has to be ready to go through a journey and bring up things and talk about things that are very private and personal, that might stir up some emotions in us again, and they will. So I stopped back then. But during the interim of this, I started doing the Faith in Action series. I started doing the daily inspirational words and prayers series that I have on YouTube, and I have on Spotify, and I have on Amazon Music. If you ask Alexa and say to put on the Adelante with Arlene podcast, you will be able to hear as they play randomly whatever podcasts I did. A lot of those were video podcasts that I put on Spotify. The sound might be a little lower, but just crank up your volume. They actually have messages that are relevant to any time of our lives. It doesn't matter the year. It doesn't matter. It's the message. My message will always be one to inspire and to help you. So Adelante with Arlene, if you Google, you will find it across the board on any of your platforms. In each one of them, there's always either please subscribe. I'm talking about free subscription is YouTube. Spotify might not be a free subscription, but you can still hear me because I don't have it closed up yet. I still have it open without the subscription, but I need comments because I want to hear from you. And I also need those likes, and I need you to share my videos. But please subscribe on YouTube as well. And the book is on Amazon only. It will also be found eventually. The link will be on my website, adelantewitharlene.com, in about 2 months. But it is on Amazon. And it will be under How to Find Faith in the Fire, because there's many other books called Faith in the Fire. How to Find Faith in the Fire. And it will be under my name, Arlene Ramirez Colon. This is me when I was in my 40s. I wanted to purposely put that a little bit more bare with no makeup or anything of that nature, like you see me now. So I thank you for those who have purchased it. Please, those who have purchased it, it's very important that you leave a review. Reviews are, once again, it's so technical, the way the world runs. It will help the algorithm, which will make it visible to those people who don't know me, who are looking for a book on this topic of faith. If you do not leave a review, it will still be nice, and I'm glad you bought it, but it doesn't help me in moving the product. Not so much about money, even though it is one of my incomes, because I don't have another job right now, but it is also going to mostly help it to get in the hands of other people, which is so important to me, to share the message which God has given me of hope and faith to share with others. I am transparent with what I write. My bitterness and my anger towards whatever in the past I had has been let go and given to God years ago. Been serving the Lord for over 30 years now, and hopefully I've grown some. And through my experiences in music, my highs and my lows, when people assume they know me or know about my musical past and don't know a daggone thing, they need to ask me. I'm very transparent. I'm transparent because God made me that way in order to show you the humanity in me and how I want to help others with everything that I do, whether I sing, whether I write, or whether I speak, that it may bring you hope and joy. And know that no matter what, you can make it even when you feel that you are in the fire. You can find faith in the fire. If you've bought the book, take a picture like this, like this, like this, however you want, but I would love to see your face. Take a picture of your lovely self because I posted, and I thank you so much. And there's something I say at the end of every video and every podcast. Sigue adelante. You can also find a QR code, possibly, yes, on my Facebook page on videos. I'll try to put it on the screen, see if it works. If not, look it up under the title. If not, there will be a link to Amazon on the descriptions of any of my videos or posts. So thank you again. Until next time.
Don't
God
forget
bless
to
you.
subscribe to Adelante with Arlene. And share my videos and inspire someone else.